from murders
That would be brain matter right there.
to break-ins.
It's obviously been a very violent attack.
You genuinely never know what you're going to walk into.
Major crime leaves a trail of devastation.
There's blood in the hallway, the tile, just blood everywhere.
On walls,
That's a lot of blood there.
in cars,
Someone's been attacked with a samurai on the passenger side.
soaking into carpets.
There's maggots all over this entire car.
Once the police have gathered the evidence, they call in the crime scene cleaners.
I haven't seen anything like this before.
Highly trained professionals in the UK and United States who clean up dangerous hazards,
The worst case scenario is the lithium and gasoline, they blow up.
keeping the public safe.
Tenant is booby trapped the property with needles and syringes.
The cat could have fed on the corpse.
There's the body, right there on the bed.
How did this happen? What happened? Was they attacked?
In this series,
Testing 1, 2, 3.
body cams take us beyond the police tape into the heart of the tragedy.
Ready?
He was so badly decomposed that I would not be able to recognise him, even if he was my brother.
While leading crime experts dissect each scene.
Crime scenes can actually be an insight into the perpetrator's behaviour.
We get projected blood stain patterns when we have a breach to the circulatory system.
And try to piece together what happened.
There's been a frenzied attack within that building.
It has sufficient malice of forethought to be considered murder.
In London, a young man has been brutally stabbed and killed. The crime scene is a blue 2023 Renault rental car. Police have removed the body, collected their evidence, and released the vehicle. It's returned to the rental company in Wales. Specialist crime scene cleaners Mark Holmes and Johnny Williams have been called in to remove all traces of the incident.
So is it a rental company? So it's quite difficult to know what you believe until you've actually seen it.
He's not this, but
See, get in early and get it done.
The car is worth £30,000, but is soaked through with human blood.
The car's a fairly new vehicle, and obviously it would be a big loss if the rental company couldn't get it back.
so me and Mark now we're just going to have a quick check of the car, see what state it's in.
That's a lot of blood there. It's everywhere, isn't it?
Yeah, a lot of blood.
Our objective today is to make sure we get rid of all the evidence of the murder, the evidence of the police investigation, like the tapes, the powder, so the rental company couldn't get the car back out on the road.
The first thing, just give it a quick sanitise and then bag up the worst bits just so there's more room for us to start cleaning it. Right, so we need to get suited and booted now.
Crime scene cleaners must wear full protective equipment. It creates a vital barrier against harmful contaminants.
PPE, we've got white suits. We wear 2 sets of gloves, just for extra layer of protection. Someone has been attacked, they bled out and passed away within the vehicle. This is the first time I've come across one of these. Because someone's died within the vehicle. It changes the way you look at the job. With the stuff that we found in the car, I would say it was quite a young person, and it's quite a tragedy, really. Is there a bit of blood on your controls as well? There was quite a bit on here.
Knife violence in the UK is at crisis levels. Around 140,000 teens carry knives, fueling violence, gang crime and fatal stabbings. In 2024, 262 people were killed by knives.
In a murder investigation, the car would be taken in and preserved for forensic examination, and that would take many weeks and months.
Looking at the situation in this car, it's panicked. When people are stabbed and bleeding like that, they don't just sit there unanimated.
You have this adrenaline pumping around the system that increases the heart rate, increases the blood pressure. So when they do receive a fatal injury, they do have a period of time where they're still able to do things until they lose their blood pressure completely.
They'll be waving their arms around, and if they've got major injuries on their arms, every time they flick their arm, there'll be a trail of blood going off.
The cleaners must remove all traces of the crime, made even harder as the blood has dried and soaked in.
The vehicle's been with the police, so of course it might be a little bit trickier than normal, where the blood is more stuck into the carpet.
In this case, the car is very, very significant. It's actually instrumental in piecing the whole evidence chain together, because the blue car is the crime scene.
The thing that really stands out to me was just the volume of blood that was there. This wasn't somebody that was merely acting in self-defense. They clearly had the intent to hurt or even kill their victims.
Johnny and Mark begin their crime scene clean by clearing out all the loose debris.
Anything that's got blood, it goes in here, and then we take it back with us, and it gets incinerated then.
With jobs like this, there's no telling what we might find.
Baton Rouge is rife with drugs and crime. Spearheading the clean-up operation is former narcotics detective Larry Douglas.
Just recently had a homicide where they used a hammer to bash his brains in.
His company, Extreme Cleaners, specializes in sanitizing drug crime.
So there's a bullet shot, they have it circled.
And murder scenes.
There was a body laying on the bridge, and I hit the body.
Some of the work we do is extremely dangerous.
Oh, look, that looks like a piece of skull. That's insane.
So I carry a 40 caliber semi-automatic gun because the scenes we go to, I need to protect my team.
I think they reached for his knife.
I can take it away from them.
On a suburban road outside Baton Rouge, police have just raided a meth lab. It must be neutralized urgently. Police enlist Larry for his expertise.
We've secured tight buckets for any loose particles and precursors that are used to make the meth. I've been in law enforcement 39 years, and that's why I started this company, because I saw a need to help families, and that's why I was a police officer in the first place. Since 2010, we've done about 1,500 meth labs.
I have all of our gloves and bags and everything.
Trainee Kelly Wright will be assisting Larry.
Getting ready to go to my first meth lab. I am currently training to be a field leader with Extreme Cleaners. Before this, I was a waitress. It was definitely good money, but you didn't get a fulfillment like you do here. So this is my first meth lab cleanup that I'm doing. I'm very nervous. I'm very excited, but I'm also a little scared because I don't really know what to expect. But I'm ready. I'm ready.
All right, already 12 minutes.
Looking forward to it.
So meth is a stimulant, therefore it stimulates things in the human body. For example, it would increase your heart rate.
Meth is one of the most profitable and deadly drugs in the US, worth $13 billion and killing 34,000 each year.
Meth is like 87 shots of espresso. It's gonna make you go through the roof, and you could stay up for days at a time.
Meth laboratories are typically in locations such as people's bathrooms or their kitchens because they can buy all the ingredients necessary to make those drugs at home and sell those stimulants.
They might have some in the house, according to the law enforcement agencies that are on the scene right now.
Cleaners have to be very careful with dealing with meth labs because a lot of the materials they use are not only caustic but can be explosive.
We've only actually had 3 meth labs that have blown up in houses. Pressure, when it blows up, it'll blow the whole outside wall.
If things go wrong, not only could you potentially be exposed to a giant fireball, but you're also now being exposed to toxic gases.
So when we get there, there's a possibility it can still blow.
Correct, because nothing's been deactivated.
Okay, yes.
That's our job.
Well, that just made it a little more exciting.
Explosion's always exciting. Fire, police.
You know, it's so crazy, like, this is just like right down the road.
This particular meth lab was in a very nice rural neighborhood where the houses are close together. You don't want this to explode and harm any kids that are in the homes surrounding it.
It's like you never know.
Police are urgently evacuating the area.
For us in patrol, we treat it as if it's a bomb. If it's a bomb that's prepared to go off. So we'll start clearing houses.
Illicit meth production uses toxic chemicals like acetone and ammonia in poorly ventilated makeshift labs.
How are we going into the house through there?
Larry and Kelly wear protective equipment to handle any dangerous substances that they may find.
Every time we go into a meth lab, I'm very cautious. We don't know what we're going to find, if it is booby-trapped, if it's a lab that's made for explosives.
Going into a meth lab crime scene, the risks to the crime scene cleaners can be very, very significant. It can be dangerous or deadly.
See what's on the seat.
Crime scene cleaners Johnny Williams and Mark Holmes are 2 hours into saving a rental car that was the scene of a fatal stabbing. Police have arrested a 23-year-old male who attempted to flee the country on the night of the attack. He was charged with murder under joint enterprise and pled not guilty. The suspect has been remanded in custody until the trial.
The evidence that the police harvested from the inside and the outside of that vehicle is absolutely instrumental at trial in proving that that person has committed that crime.
Every trace of the killing must be erased if the rental car can go back out to customers.
I'm not sure how deep we're going to have to go, because obviously with the blood it can go everywhere.
With the debris removed, they begin the next stage, sanitizing the surfaces.
We're using the Biotrol spray. Basically, it's like a disinfectant. It kills all the blood-borne pathogens, so it's safer for us to go deeper into the vehicle.
Pathogens are the particles which cause illness, so they can be bacteria, viruses, certain proteins, and fungus.
Go over that seat quite a bit then, and all like.
The cleaners use a strong disinfectant, which contains active ingredients to break down pathogens and odours.
We spray it, we leave it for 30 seconds, and then it kills any infections and diseases, and then we can use Blue Roll to clean it off.
There's obviously lots of risks that you encounter when working in crime scenes, biohazards being one of them.
The biggest challenge is making sure you've got absolutely everything.
Blood, saliva, vomit, they all have the potential to infect you. So you need to be very careful around things like that.
As the blood is thickly encrusted, the team must use a sharp scraping tool.
Because it's quite thick of blood here, the blade helped loosen it up a bit.
I hate the smell of dried blood.
No job,
Nah, you can get used to it, don't you? Been here 2 years, but before that I was a trainee butcher. It's just another day on the job, isn't it?
Mark, he's not the fastest, but he is quite particular and good at his job. Sometimes it's better being slow, isn't it?
Do you know what, I came in here with such an open mind, I didn't know what to expect. In my previous job, every day was near enough the same. In here, there are no 2 days that are exactly the same, so it's always something different. Nothing fazing me that I've come across at the moment. I've only done the 2 crime scenes, but the boys, they talk about some of the crime scenes they've done, but others, they won't talk about it.
Most people don't understand the crime scene cleaning. Most of people think we're doing a bit of dusting. I've taken out like a lump out of there.
It's gone everywhere, isn't it?
I've been with the company for a long time and I've seen a lot of jobs. So there was a guy with a chop saw in his bedroom, and you could see he had his kids' photos on the bed, looking at the blood. That was quite like eerie. It was, you could tell what had happened. So that always lives in the back of my head. I always just switch off, but that's easier said than done sometimes. But that's the job we're in. I'm running out of diesel, petrol now. I'm running out of petrol now.
The initial surface clean is complete.
We're moving it down to the bay.
Johnny and Mark now move the car indoors for the next stage, where they need more powerful lighting.
If you're dealing with a crime that's happened in a car, it's very confined. The problem you get is light, so you've got to get sufficient lighting in there so that you can see what you're doing.
Their ultra-bright 5,500 lumen handheld torches reveal the extent of the contamination.
Normally when we go to the police, we do the police vehicles themselves, there's only like a few blobs of blood here and there, but this, it was absolutely everywhere. Just, yeah, trying to think what actually happened. The blood seeped through into the in the seats. We just need to get them sanitised and out the vehicle. Right, thank you, Lucy.
The vehicle is going to be rented back out in the near future. We've got to get the job done. Looking at these seats, we will have to destroy them because the blood has soaked through.
There's still quite a lot of blood everywhere. In places you wouldn't even think to look. All the trims on the doors, it's just everywhere.
Dried bloodstains present real challenges because hemoglobin, the iron-rich protein found in red blood cells, binds tightly to fabric fibres as it dries.
But you just steering wheel and everything.
The solid, yeah. The solid, yeah. They just sit in there, isn't it?
The extent of the contamination reveals what may have unfolded in this vehicle.
It looks like a particularly violent attack's taking place because of the amount of blood. Must have been quite horrendous in that car.
I can't envisage cleaning this car afterwards. You would have to disassemble parts of the car to clean it to any way near an acceptable level. This wasn't just a couple of random blood stains, it actually seeped through, it pooled in the seats. Trying to establish what the blood is telling you is something you would always consider. Was there a cast off from perhaps a weapon? Was there anything there that looked like impact, spatter? If somebody's got an arterial bleed, then there's going to be blood everywhere.
Johnny must now turn his attention to the car's ceiling. He's forced to take extra precautions to keep safe from any infections remaining in the dried blood.
Because I'm sort of spraying above me, and I will look under, so I don't want any of the blood dropping onto my face if it does happen. So I'd rather put a shield on.
Certain viruses in particular can survive in a dead body, so dealing with blood still puts you at risk of contracting an illness. And so it's extremely important, whether the blood is dried or fresh, that you deal with it in exactly the same way.
If you've got a weapon and you then bring that weapon back again, you're going to send a little fleck of blood right up above you and back. So you can determine a lot from how the blood was deposited.
Can you see any more on it? Where the vent is, your side. You see these vents? In the corner here. Still there a little bit.
Johnny and Mark have been cleaning for over 6 hours.
Let's go through that.
Having removed the seats, each new layer is revealing further contamination below.
It's gone through the gaps on the passenger side, and there's like sponge underneath there, and it's absorbed into the sponge.
There's a quite extensive blood there. There might not be just one person who's been killed. There might be more.
It's on this side as well.
Flipping out. So all the carpet's going to have to come out and the sponge.
Wow, there's like a fuel bottle right there.
Inside a residential home turned toxic meth lab, specialist cleaner Larry Douglas and rookie Kelly Wright sweep for hazards. They must remove explosive cooking equipment and chemicals.
Walking into a place that you know could potentially blow up, you definitely get your adrenaline going.
It's not just meth production kit left scattered around this crime scene.
Got a lot of gun cases.
Abandoned guns indicate this is the work of an organized group.
You see lots of rifles, lots of gun boxes. So that's a concern that somebody might want to defend this scene with a firearm.
A lot of times, people will rent apartments and build false walls and put drugs and other things behind it so no one knows they're there.
All gangs have to find ways to create money. The only source they've got are the illegal things. Meth is what drives a lot of their business.
The weapons are removed by police.
You have to take pictures of all the evidence, the cleaning chemicals that they used. It's a very detailed job.
This is Kelly's first encounter of a meth lab.
You're on high alert. You're looking at everything, every potential detail.
Meth cooks extract chemicals from everyday items, like cough medicine, drain cleaner and solvents, turning them into deadly meth crystals. As night falls, Larry and Kelly must focus on neutralizing the extremely dangerous and still volatile equipment removed from the property.
Some things, if you move them, they're unstable and can blow up.
I might see a white gas come out of here, which is the acid.
The shake and bake method is a fast but highly dangerous shortcut to making meth, cramming volatile chemicals into a sealed plastic bottle to trigger a high-pressure reaction.
You put a precursor drug, that's pseudoephedrine. You put a fuel source in there. You put lithium in there. Lithium is very flammable. Obviously, so is gasoline. So you've basically thrown a match into a gas tank that you're holding in your hands, and then you just hope for the best.
There's another cap here. So this is pretty much inert right now.
It's basically dealing with a mini pipe bomb that could explode at any time.
Spectacable butane fuel, so they use a camping fueler to start the chemical reactions so they can make the meth.
The number one danger is the explosions. You never know when it's going to do that.
It's a measuring cup here that they use to put the amount of Sudafed, amount of ammonium nitrate, other things in.
That quantity, it is a meth lab, and that one is a pretty extensive lab. So I would presume that they cook quite a bit in there. Hundreds of thousands of dollars probably cooked inside.
Now we're going to move to the kettle. Pretty heavy.
Larry has deactivated the meth equipment, but now an unexpected chemical, not usually found in meth production, demands his attention.
There was mustard gas there separately in a pressure cooker. It's really crazy. It's the first time in 23 years I found mustard gas on a scene. That's in warfare. So as soon as you hear that word, you start like, okay, we got something big here.
Internationally condemned, mustard gas could be further evidence of a more complex criminal operation.
I really don't know much about mustard gas other than you don't breathe it in. It's very toxic. It'll make you sick. It could potentially kill you.
Is there anything I should know before you open it?
Well, if any kind of big comes out, move right away. Okay?
Move right away?
Yeah.
All right, if you see white smoke when I take the top off, just go ahead and run. Okay, noted.
This is a real serious situation for us.
So is this basically like a pressure cooker?
Yeah.
In Baton Rouge, crime scene cleaner Larry Douglas is leading his colleague Kelly Wright through her first ever meth lab clean. The equipment is secured, but now they face an even deadlier threat. A pressure cooker filled with a chemical warfare agent, mustard gas.
The reason why you'd see the mustard gas is because those persons that have traditionally produced meth, they believe in the whole concept of warfare. They think of themselves as, that lone wolf soldier out there that, should be able to blow you up.
It's going to be extremely dangerous. They build up the pressure and you have to crack the top and allow the gas to release so it doesn't explode. The worst case scenario is the lithium and gasoline, they blow up.
You basically are holding a Molotov cocktail.
With the lid of the pressure cooker safely removed, Larry must now make the mustard gas inert.
So there was mustard gas. It's in a liquid form right now, so I have to deactivate it and neutralize it.
Despite its name, mustard gas is actually a liquid called sulfur mustard that releases toxic vapor.
So we got the two different chemicals here for drying out. So one of these does oil-based, the other does water-based. So
what we got to do is bring it to a neutral pH to deactivate it and neutralize it. One of the chemicals that we use to deactivate it causes a gas in the air.
So it's smoking now?
Yeah. It's supposed to?
You have your full face respirator, which is protecting the eyes, your nose, your mouth, the skin on your face.
Like, so are you doing that so it basically isn't liquid anymore?
Yeah, we're trying to bind it up.
At any time, we could have had an explosion, mixture of chemicals. So I was concentrating on neutralizing it.
So you watch it, see the reaction. Quite a bit of liquid in here, so stir it some.
Larry mixes the neutralizing agents into the mustard gas.
I had a third chemical that worked really well, and it bound it all together, making it safe.
Once it starts thickening up and it's not soupy anymore, you know it's deactivated.
Alright, safe to say that is stable now.
So is there any chance it can blow up now still, or no? No?
It was a very dangerous job because we had a lot of things we were dealing with that were unknown.
I want to put this in its own bag.
On bag? Okay.
You gotta go quick.
I'm really proud of Kelly today. She jumped right in. She kept a very cool head during a pressure type situation.
Well, that went well. We were able to neutralize.
Now I have a bit more knowledge. I'm ready to go back to another one. You know, I have so many more questions I can ask Larry.
Because it's got way too much air in it.
I want to do another one.
So it's a little different meth lab than we're used to. The whole pressure.
Wasn't what I was expecting. My excitement towards it, you know, it keeps me coming back. You never know what you're gonna see. No job is the same, I can tell you that. It's never boring. You're always walking into something new and fresh.
With the neighbourhood now safe for the residents, Larry and Kelly can return home.
So, we got everything loaded up. We're gonna head back to the warehouse. It's gonna be a little over an hour ride. And then, we'll be done for the night.
I see his blood there as well.
In Wales, crime scene cleaners Johnny Williams and Mark Holmes are trying to save a rental car, the scene of a deadly stabbing.
You take the whole carpet out with me?
Yeah. The volume of blood that's soaked through the seats and carpet has meant the whole car has had to be stripped.
Right, that's out, Jono.
It's got right through the carpet, the sponge, to the flipping floor. So this is where he died, I'm more guessing, because there was a pool of blood on the corners. So yeah, I get the worst side again.
I've never seen anything like this. I don't think Johnny's seen anything quite as deep as this.
In July 2024, 2 critically injured young men were discovered in the car at 2:50 a.m. A London air ambulance scrambled to save them. The 19-year-old driver died at the scene from stab wounds.
This was a particularly vicious, brutal attack by an individual who was carrying this massive knife, maybe even a samurai sword. This is a deadly weapon, so I'm sure that they weren't just carrying this for self-defense.
The second victim, a 21-year-old male passenger, was treated in hospital and later discharged.
The fact that this was done in such a public area, either inside or just outside this car, to me suggests that the perpetrator was filled with emotion, with rage. So at that moment in time, all he cared about was hurting his victim. He didn't care about the risk that he was taking. He didn't care about court.
The victim's blood has pooled all over the car's metal frame, reaching the lowest parts of the car interior.
I think we might have to take everything out. I don't think there was anything salvageable within this vehicle.
Cars are difficult because they're not just a metal box on wheels. There's multiple different layers. You've got carpets, you've got mats on top of carpets, you've got foam underneath it. So sometimes when you're looking at a car, you effectively have to take it apart completely.
So there's blood all underneath you. So there. So it's just all seeped down the console in the little the cracks. This is the first time for me this in depth, taking this much apart to get it all out. It's a lot more than we normally do. There's not going to be anything left of the car.
It's eye-opening.
It's all going to come out.
With the interior stripped, Johnny and Mark are left with just a shell.
It's the most amount of blood I've actually come across to clean.
But the job isn't over yet. Microscopic particles of blood must all be removed.
We have to make 100% sure that there's no blood left in the vehicle.
Double check all the dash and stuff. I'll grab a cloth and go to the other side. The end of the job is really important. The car's going back out for rental, and the last thing we want is for someone else to rent the vehicle, just for them to find a little bit of blood. We need to make sure we get everything. So we've got little brushes to get in the very small crevices, and we've also got little plastic tools just to get like behind the steering wheel and into the buttons and stuff like that. Seems to be quite a lot of blood within the side here. Just keep going until there's no more blood. Look at that beauty. It's best to be safe than sorry, so it doesn't come back. The next customer's found blood.
Double checking everywhere now, just make sure we haven't missed any, and it's all looking, I don't want to say like new, but like stock.
After nearly 17 hours, their job is complete. Every trace of the killing has been removed. The car is ready to be put back together and go back out to rental.
That's it for today. We're done. We've gone in depth. We've basically gone back to the bare shell. And yeah, I'm quite happy with what we've achieved.
And how much more we couldn't do. We didn't think it was going to go as deep as it did, but you never know, all jobs are different.
It's one of my first jobs like this, so I think I'll remember it. But I've learned quite a lot in the past 2 days. Just blood can get anywhere and everywhere, really. Even in the smallest gaps, it'll find a way. You know, there was a lot of blood in there.
It must have been pretty horrendous for how much blood there is. It's quite daunting when you think what's happened in there and we're in there cleaning it.
Tact 48 is a family-run crime scene cleaning company.
It's a dirty job, but someone's got to do it.
Right. Founded by Dad David Lesafre and Mum Leanne Lesafre.
Okay, thank you.
David and Leanne's 18-year-old son Zander is one of Tact 48's busiest cleaners.
I've cleaned up a countless number of crime scenes. I've seen tons of different things, from boarding houses to mold and any other biohazard waste. Some throw up in here.
Thank you for calling TAC. Yeah, absolutely, we can have somebody out there. What's the intersection?
I work with my family and it's great, but the problem is that the job never ends. Work life and personal life for me are intertwined.
Hayden and Indian School. A pedestrian versus vehicle.
Traffic police need Tact 48 to clear the aftermath of a devastating accident, where a pedestrian suffered life-threatening injuries.
I'm trying to get there as soon as possible because people get angry, there's rubberneckers, it just causes more accidents, causes more trouble the longer that it's there. So the sooner I get there, the sooner I can get the job done, the sooner the road can be reopened.
So when it comes to accidental deaths, then number one, it has to do with overdoses, and number two is motor vehicle collisions.
20 minutes after taking the call, Zander arrives on scene. It's now peak morning rush hour, and nearly 59,000 vehicles pass through this junction every day.
All right, we gotta make sure that we do this quick. There's plenty of cars here, and people are always upset and all that when we're doing these jobs and tend to yell at us, but you just have to have thick skin. This scene imposes many risks. I have to make sure that I don't get hit by any vehicles because I don't want to end up like a pancake. And you can see how many cars are just driving by us. And honestly, people don't really care that, I'm cleaning something off on the streets. So they're still going to, go as fast as they want to and not have too much regard for my safety. That's why one of my number one friends on this job are police officers, because they try their best to keep me safe.
the US, nearly 2/3 of serious crashes lead to a second, often deadlier collision.
Get her out of there! Get her out! Get her out, dude!
For first responders, every second on scene
Anybody else in there? Anybody else?
is a race against the next impact.
Get back! Get back!
The police have secured the scene to make it safer for Zander. They must question the driver, and once their car is removed, Zander gets his first look at what he's here to clean.
I talked to one of the officers, and he says that the pedestrian was hospitalized. A lot of police officers. You know what happened? Oh. Unlucky.
Okay. Grab this. Let's get to it.
Zander must now work fast to remove this blood and decontaminate the spill area, while in amongst busy traffic.
Working on a scene like this can add lots of pressure, so it's important to make sure that you can handle it.
In the car crash capital of America, crime scene cleaner Zander Lesafre is cleaning the aftermath of an accident on one of Arizona's deadliest roads.
Phoenix, Arizona, there's a lot of traffic, there's a lot of collisions, so it's really important for us to get that cleaned up as quick as possible.
A pedestrian is in a critical condition after being struck. Police are investigating whether the driver committed an offense.
The driver of the vehicle survives, they'll be tested. If the driver of the vehicle dies, they'll be tested for whatever toxicology exists in their system.
One of the things that we're going to be looking for on the scene when we're doing our documentation are things like the skid marks, things like gouges in the roadway, and try to calculate the speed of the vehicle. We're also going to be looking for where was the pedestrian before the moment of impact. I've worked cases where the pedestrian has been taken to the hospital, but their phone with their headphones was still plugged in. Maybe the pedestrian didn't realize that they were about to be struck by a vehicle.
I use two chemicals. We refer to them as chemical A and chemical B. I'm going to be applying the first layer of our chemical A. This is an enzymic cleaner, and what it does is it pulls up the material off of the surface.
The enzymes in this solution act as biological catalysts, speeding up the chemical reactions which break down organic matter like blood, allowing them to lift more easily off the road.
Then I use chemical B. It neutralizes and sterilizes the surface.
This second chemical is a sodium hypochlorite bleach solution that disinfects the area of the blood spill. This blood is already getting baked into the tarmac by the sun. Even with these strong cleaning agents, the job requires considerable physical effort from Zander.
Well, I'm going to have to probably do this multiple times. People don't really tend to realize how hard it is to get blood off asphalt, and even sidewalks for the matter of that. While I'm doing this, I want to be extra careful of any runoff. I don't want anything to get any disinfectant, to go into the drain, anything like that. Blood just tend to leave a stain, but our job is to disinfect the area so that it's safe for people to walk by and drive by.
Within half an hour, Zander removed the blood and decontaminated the area. This busy intersection can now be reopened to the rush hour traffic. Safe and sound, Zander can finally head home.
Alright, we just finished up with that scene. You never want to keep an intersection busy for too long. It can really make a lot of people upset. As you just heard there, people honking. They're never happy with us. Even though I'm trying to do them a favor and make sure that everything is clean for them. You don't take it personally, of course. You just always go with the flow.